coaches are in. When you need a timely, transparent friend, tune into the coaches are in. Talking career, business, health, and wealth. You got a friend now into the coaches are in. With authenticity, come on, let's take a seat and tune in.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 12 of The Coaches Are In. Listen, we're in season 3. This is the last show of the season. We're so excited to be here tonight with you. We've got a fantastic guest who we can't wait to interview and share the world with. And so let me just give you a little tidbit, okay? We're going to introduce ourselves, but I want to let you know I don't usually show up in a sweatshirt on the show, but I'm doing double duty, okay?
Okay.
I'm at my son's basketball game, ladies, you know, okay? Trying to be faithful to the show, trying to be faithful to the sun. So I'm doing double duty. So if you hear a little noise, little people talking, that's what that is.
All good, all good.
Thank you for giving me a little grace.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. My name is Dr. Malika. I am the confidence coach here on the show. I'm also the CEO of the Speaker LLC. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, and I am Allison Garrett. I'm your behavioral interventionist, and I work with women who struggle to find out exactly what has them stuck, and I help them break free from their mental prison so that they can experience true freedom in their life and in their business without years of therapy.
All right, and I'm Dr. Sharita Weatherspoon. I am the creator of The Coaches Are In. I am also an operations strategist and alignment coach, and I work with aspiring Black women entrepreneurs to help them launch, grow, and scale a business that brings them joy and builds their bank accounts. And
that's good right there.
I know.
To bring them joy part or the building the bank account part?
All of the above, D.
Okay.
That's good.
All of it. Yes. So we are The Coaches Are In, and excited to be with you once again. And as Dr. Malika said, this is episode 12 of season 3, which is our last episode of the season. So we're sad to be going away for a little bit of time, but we will be back in 2025. Better than ever. I think every season we keep getting better.
Getting better. Absolutely.
Yes, but we was always good. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah,
right. But we're learning more. We're learning new things,
right?
So that's what's contributing to improving more and more.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into our viewer question. Malika, do you have the question?
I do have the question. I will read it. I have a problem, although some may not consider it a problem. I have a side hustle business that's doing pretty good. I made more money last year than I did from my job. Okay, that's good. Things are getting so busy for me that I don't know what to do. My husband wants me to quit my job and work my business full time, but I'm not sure that I'm ready to do that. What do you think I should do?
What do you think she should do? Dr. Sharita, what do you think she should do?
Yeah,
so let's ask Dr. Sharita. Alignment.
Right. So it's a good problem to have. So let's say that Absolutely. This is a good place to be in where you have choices that you can make.
It's a place where people want to be in.
Exactly. Now her specific question though, what do you think I should do? Is like, well, sis, I ain't got to live with the decision, first of all. So
exactly.
It's not really a what do you think I should do? Because this is a very personalized situation, very personalized answer. You're going to have to do what is best for you and your family. And I think more than anything that any of us could really say tonight, you got a husband in here? who's got some opinions on what you should do, and you might want to be listening to him a little bit more than you listen to us in this particular situation, because you got to live with that man, all right? And we want to have him home.
Right.
But
We ain't breaking up homes.
Yes, exactly. Some of the things I think that she needs to consider, and we don't know if there are any children in the picture or not, but your ability to balance what's going on, because you're building a business and you're working a job, and you're probably putting in some time if your revenue has gotten to the point where it's exceeded your salary, right? And you still need to live a life. Like, all of your time should not be spent working, whether it's business or employment. So, if you don't quit your job, how are you going to manage all of the things that you have to manage in your life? Because I'm sure there is more than just the job and business, right? Because you've got a husband, and we don't necessarily want to say the husband has to be managed, but he has to be managed too. Okay. And if you have children, they have to be managed. If you have other commitments and, other priorities in your life, they have to be managed. You got to sleep, you got to rest, there's self-care, all of those things. And you do not want to burn yourself out, because then you're not going to be any good for anybody or for your job or your business. So balance, I think, is the key thing. So if you decide to continue to do both, you may have to invest in hiring some help with some things. So like right now, if you're still the one who is primarily responsible for taking care of things around the house, you might need to hire a housekeeper. You might need to get some meals prepped for you, like just different things to make it easier on you, and without shifting everything to other people in your household if they're not used to contributing to those things being done. So balance is key. And then I think it is really getting clear on what your goals are. Like, do you want to be in your business full time, or do you just want it to be a side hustle? Can you hire help in your business? Do you have to be the only one doing whatever it is that needs to be done in your business? Because maybe you can continue to do both for a while longer, until maybe, because it sounds like to me that maybe she is not secure in the revenue from her business yet. And like, I don't want to leave my job because I'm not quite sure that this thing is going to last, or something like that. So exactly. Help that can help her either maintain what she's already doing in the business, or even grow it till the revenue gets to the point where she is comfortable, not just the revenue, but even savings, right? So you have savings for your home, but cash reserves for your business in case you do hit a rough spot. And then again, that gives you some flexibility there. But I think I would probably say those are the two main things I would be concerned about, is like, what do you want first? Like, let's get clear on that. And then what systems do we put in place to support you getting to that goal? And then balance, because like, life is short, and you do not want to spend it hustling. Okay.
Right.
Enjoy.
Yes, that's good. I think I would say all the things, right? All the things that Dr. Sharita said, and realizing is that what you really want? Like, was the side hustle growth like just a fluke? And it's like, oh my gosh, like I've exceeded my job income. I know when I first decided to jump out and be an entrepreneur and still working, my goal originally was to earn as much or exceed my income at work for me to be able to leave my job. But I also had to recognize that, I think you said it too, there needs to be consistency. So did you just have a few good months? Is your business seasonal? Are there certain things that cause it to spike? Or is it something that you can maintain? So I would say also consider those things, and I know, your husband sees it and he's like, all right, time to quit your job. I know that could just be an initial reaction to how well your business has been doing. So I would just add that be sure that you have a significant amount of consistency in your business, and the ebbs and flows. That if it's seasonal, or if there's certain times that are a little more lean than others, but guide your plan around that. So if you are considering making that your full-time thing, and that's what you really want to do, not just because it's bringing you income, because you could leave your job and be miserable with a bunch of money, like seriously.
Right.
Mhm.
But it'd be like, I shouldn't have signed up for this. So just consider some things, maybe keep it going the way it is for a little bit while you figure things out. That's what I would say. And then just kind of reevaluate after a period of time, but you can determine what that period of time is.
Mhm.
Yeah, two things came to my mind, and I don't necessarily know that they're connected. One is this something you prayed for? Okay,
Mhm.
and if prayer is not your word, is this something you wrote down in your journal and said, this is what I desire? And I say that because a lot of times the things that we pray for or the things we desire, we don't, when they come, we're not ready.
Mhm.
So now we're like, oh, wait a minute,
Right.
this thing is here.
Mhm.
Like,
What
whoa.
do I do now?
And so I think that, yeah, like, wait a minute, I'm successful at this, or I'm, like you said, if there's a level of consistency, then it's like I wasn't prepared, and now you really haven't prepared what to do with that full-time job, which brings me to the second piece: is your side hustle that is increasingly successful, or maybe you're hitting a spot where it looks successful, can it pay your medical bills? Are you able to pay for medical and take care of the family or do the things that you were desiring to do? And we still don't know where, even though her husband is saying supportive of it, we don't know where he is, like as far as what they bring to the table together. So I do
Mhm.
think that those are the things I would ask, like, is this something you desired? And
Mhm.
if it is, have you thought about the other pieces? Because sometimes we look at the revenue that our businesses
Mhm.
bring in, but we don't look at, can I afford to have this overflow, take care of bills or whatever I need to do, as well as take care of life insurance,
Mhm.
medical, and these are the things my 9 to 5 takes care of. My retirement
Mhm.
plan, can I put money aside? And so I think that that's something that I would want to know from her. But I am a proponent of entrepreneur, moving your business, growing your business. I think that we are talented people, especially just as Black women. I just think there's so much inside of us. And I think that if you have the desire to do it, we can take our idea and grow it into
Mhm.
something multi-million dollar if we really do the work.
Mhm.
Make the connections. And I think that, so I'm a big push for, like, go girl, go.
Mhm.
you know but I think that consistency and what it can do for you, and can it really cover the things that your 9 to 5 does, I think that's the question.
Mhm.
So, as
Yep,
well
that's
as what
good.
you all said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Because when you get all into it, you'll be going back and you'll be like, well, you told me to quit my job when the bumps come.
Right.
So yes, that makes
Right.
sense. And we didn't think about all those things. So all things to be
Right.
considered.
Right.
Yes, I think so. There's three things that I want to add on to what you all said, and hopefully I remember all three of them, because you know that Jennifer mind be kicking in sometimes. The
It's
first
all right.
thing
Don't talk about that
is
tonight.
related to Allison, you mentioned something about like the husband, like maybe wanting her to quit because he's seeing like this revenue come in. And I think even if she has not asked him yet why he wants her to quit, she needs to ask that question, because he might want her to quit because he's seeing how it's stressing her out. And he
Mm.
doesn't want her to be living like that and
Mhm.
experiencing that. So she does need to get clear on what the root of his desire is, and him asking her to do that. Um, and then the second thing is related to Malika, what you said. I'm talking about, can your business cover your healthcare and things like that. Um, a lot. So one of the things I do with the women who I work with who are aspiring entrepreneurs or emerging, meaning they've launched a business, but they're still new. We're still trying to get things together and all of that, is helping them plan to get to 6 figures. And you hear a lot of people talking about $1 million, got to make $1 million, multiple million. And that's well and good. I want to make multiple millions too. Okay. But you got to start somewhere,
Yeah.
right? So for me, it's like, that $100,000 in like 12 months is like the minimum goal. If you're launching a business that you should be shooting for, and then once you get there, then let's grow from there. But the reality of that 100,000, even if it is more than what you make on your job, is that is business revenue. That is not your take-home pay from your job.
Right.
And depending on what your expenses are, which will be directly correlated to the type of business that you have, you might only get to pay yourself $10,000, even though you brought in.
Yes, for a little while.
Right. Right.
That's the thing.
So it's not just how much did you make, but how much were you able to pay yourself? Bring home to your household. Did that amount exceed what you made on your job?
That's
and
good.
It's not just getting to the point where you actually hit that number. Like I mentioned, the savings thing, like your business should have savings, just like your household, like your family should have savings, because inevitably you will hit rough spots. And you got to have a cushion there, right? So I think if her desire is to eventually leave, like all of those things have to be planned for. And what do I need? Like if I can't get benefits through my husband's employer, because and I'm the one that normally covers that, well, what does that look like if I got to pay for this myself? Because tell me it ain't cheap.
Right. No,
right?
Not at all.
You're
like, right. You'd be like, I'll just go to the emergency room for everything and then get a bill.
Yeah. So it's really being mindful and being thoughtful and reflective on what it is you want and how you want to live, because the numbers, it's not just a matter of did I match my salary. It's so much more than that. And I think the third thing really in my mind. So I can't remember what the third thing was.
Oh, so you okay?
And
that's okay. Don't rush it.
It's all good. It'll come to you when you least expect it. Put it in the chat.
Exactly. Yeah, but I think everything that we said combined, I think presents her with like some really good things to think about. So we're not necessarily answering the direct question of, well, what should I do? It's a whole lot that you have to think about to get to that answer for yourself. And because you are married, it's not just an answer that you can come up with on your own. You have to do this in conjunction with your spouse.
Amen.
Yeah. So
I mean, if y'all roll like that.
If y'all I hope y'all do.
Yes.
We're gonna assume they do. Yeah, we're gonna assume. They do.
Yeah, yes. Don't be like me.
Listen, we keep it real around here, okay? Yeah. All right. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So all right. I think we're ready to move on.
To move on and introduce our very special guest for the final show of the season.
Final show.
All right.
I'm excited for this guest. Go ahead, Orrin.
All right. I know. It's always exciting. Well, I am going to introduce Tashae Jones. She balances her career as a research engineer with her role as COO of Spiced Black, a fast casual restaurant that offers healthier, community-reflective alternatives to traditional fast food. My mouth is watering. Alongside her husband, Amir, and acclaimed Philadelphia chef, Kurt Evans, Tashae co-founded Spiced Black in response to a lack of wholesome, healthy food options in the neighborhood where she grew up. Her restaurant's menu is a vibrant fusion of American Creole and Soul Caribbean, Afro-Latino, and West African flavors, celebrating the rich diversity of Black culinary traditions. Spiced Black aims to bring fresh, flavorful, and nutritious food to the forefront, making it accessible to all while honoring the cultural roots that inspired it. Opened in February of 2024 in Largo, Maryland, Spiced Black is more than just a restaurant. It's a concept for the culture, a space where Black food is celebrated and everyone feels at home. All right. Well, welcome.
Thank
Welcome.
you for having me.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
thank you so
hungry.
much.
I'm just
I
saying.
know, and that was like,
You could have mailed out a few platters for the show. I'm just saying. But
I got
I know
y'all.
we
I
could be
got
eating
y'all.
right now.
we
We could
could
be
have been
eating right
eating.
now.
A review while we were, enjoying the conversation.
Yes. We
All
love
right.
that. We love to have y'all at the restaurant someday.
Love it, love it. Well, yes, we
Yes.
are on our way.
Yes, I'm planning. I'm planning
But
already.
let's start off by talking about the balance, because you are a research engineer by day and a COO by night. This kind of goes along maybe with our question, our question from our viewer.
Mm-hmm.
But or how does that work? How do you manage to balance both?
Um, it's hard. I'll start with saying that. I think, going into this, my husband and I, neither one of us have restaurant experience. So I think we benefited from not knowing what to expect, right?
Mhm.
Because it's a lot and we underestimated, the amount of time that we would, have to be there, the amount of work we would have to put in. But like anything, like some days I do well at my corporate job and not so well at Spice Black, and vice versa. But I'm very strict about my time, and I'm a mother, I'm a wife, plus I got two jobs. So trying to be realistic about what I can and can't do, and also just giving myself grace. I try to time manage everything. I try and do a schedule, like at the beginning of the week, my husband and I say, okay, this is the plan for this week. And then, stuff happens. So we're like iterating on that plan multiple times throughout the week. And so I would say probably just being flexible, really. And, again, some weeks I'm better at it and some weeks I'm not so good at it. But just trying to give myself grace for those times where, I just can't do it all.
That's good. That's all
Yeah.
truth. So
Yeah,
definitely appreciate that. We try to wear that cape, but sometimes it don't fit.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, I think what you said about giving yourself grace is extremely important, because sometimes we are harder on ourselves than other people are on us. We think we fail, but somebody in the wings is sitting there looking at you like, really,
In
like
awe.
you're a superwoman. Like,
Yes.
look at you, look at you.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. I try to
Exactly.
level set. It's like I use the mantra, like, this is just a season. Like, even with our business, it's like a baby. I call it my third baby. It's our other COVID baby. We had our daughter on COVID. And it's literally like it's in its infancy. It needs a lot of attention. We need to be there for it. We're pouring into it just like I would like an infant child, right? But I know that this is a phase, and I know that the business will mature and it will grow and it will become a toddler and then a teenager, and we'll open more stores. And so I think that helps me kind of get through the tough times of kind of using that mantra. And, also, there's times where you're motivated, you're excited, you're ready to go. And then there's times where you're just like, oh, this is hard, right?
Right.
It's too much.
It's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
And that can drain you, right? When you have all these challenges, all these different demands, you're trying to go to something at school, and then you got a trip for work, and then I got to come back, from a plane to go to Spice Black and close out the store. And so for me, just kind of having those mantras that keep me going. Also, like self-care. I love massages. So whenever I'm on a trip, whenever I get a chance, I'm booking a massage. And really just trying to set boundaries with like my corporate job and even with my kids too, about like what I can and can't do, and trying to maintain, the vision for, what it is that we want to achieve, because it's not just, a business that's for me. It's about building a legacy for, my children and them seeing me, as a Black woman, as an entrepreneur, as a mom, as a, person in corporate America. So it's, all of those things.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Love
That's
it.
good.
Thank you.
That's good. I'm glad you do self-care too. That's so important.
Oh yeah, I love me some self-care.
She's like, that's at the top of
That's
the
a
list.
learned thing. That's like literally yesterday I left from the Spice Black and I was like, okay, I gotta go pick up my kids, but I got an hour and a half, so I'm gonna go run to get my nails done. And I'm gonna just sit
That's
there
good.
and relax and just, because I already knew what was gonna come. And my little one, she's sick. So I know that's, clingy, that's cuddles, that's all of the things. So I was like, let me reset for, I go into mommy mode, because I don't want to bring that stuff, from work and stress and all of that into, mothering. So it's intricate, it's a balance, and
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah.
We should appreciate your honesty.
Yes.
that's good.
All right, so let's talk about Spiced Black. So first, what is the exact address so we can get there?
Let
Allison
me
and
put
I
it in my.
are
Let me
aware, so
see.
we're
Let me
not
see.
far.
All right.
Of it. Yeah, it's right down 95. But yeah, the address is 10420 Campus Way South. It's in Largo, Maryland, or Upper Marlboro, depending on,
Upper
which area you
Marlboro.
want to
Woo
call it.
woo.
Yeah, Upper Marlboro is so big. When you
It
say
is.
Largo, that kind of like narrows it down. But we're in the Largo Plaza, right over by the Lowe's. There's a Target and the Giant, and that y'all know we're right by PG Community College. So right
Okay.
there.
It's
Yeah.
closing soon. We can't go tonight.
Yeah, they close at 9. We close at 9. Yeah. So they're wrapping up.
That's all
Sometimes
right.
we pop up on a Saturday.
That's
Okay.
right.
Listen, I might pop up on a Thursday. Okay. That's all I'm saying.
Right. There's sun.
Yeah, he's trying to jump in. Just say
I
hello.
saw the face. I saw the smile.
I love it.
All right. So how exactly did the restaurant come to be? Because you said like you didn't have prior restaurant experience. So like where did the idea come from and what did it look like to get y'all to the point of saying, yes, we're going to do this thing that we've never done before and don't have any experience in?
Yep. So, like Allison mentioned from the bio, it was kind of out of necessity, really. During COVID, just like everybody else, we were in the house. I was cooking a lot. I got tired of cooking. Then we start eating out, and then we're like, okay, it's nothing around here but McDonald's, Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, fried, unhealthy, fattening stuff. And we had a little, our son, he was 3, and then our daughter was on the way. And it was just not healthy. And, we were like, okay, we like to eat a little bit more healthily. And like for the family, we need to probably change our eating habits, right? If I don't feel like cooking all the time, like what are some other options that are available to us? And there weren't a lot. So we kind of just did, before we did this, we kind of threw out the idea, like, what if we came up with a salad place? And we were like, I don't know, like, yeah, like a salad place, but like black foods, right? And so we were kind of just toying around with the idea. And then I was like, I don't know, let's look into it. So we Googled, like, okay, what are salad places that were like near us in a 5-mile radius? It was maybe 2 salad places, but again, saturated with a lot of unhealthy stuff. So we're like, I don't know, we might can do this. So we just start, me and my husband were both engineers, so we're very analytical. So we researching everything, looking around, looking like people spending habits, like, okay, how do we make this culturally relevant? Like, what would people like? What would we like? All of the things. And so probably for 2 years, we just spent um, doing our business plan and then trying to find like a good location that would cater to, the kind of food that we were building and that would accept the concept. So it was a long road, and we were a small business, so we faced a lot of challenges in terms of trying to get into a shopping center, but somebody else is already in there with an exclusive that says you can't be in there with salads, or trying to get there and they're like, oh, we have a partnership with like a big chain that's coming. And so we had a lot of, almost getting there, and then kind of like at the last second, something didn't go through, it fell through for whatever reason. And
Right.
for me, it was important to open this restaurant in like the Largo, Bowie area, because I grew up in that area. I went to school at Largo High School, which is literally like a half a mile away from the restaurant. And when I grew up, we were at the carry out, we were eating fried chicken, unhealthily. And so I'm like, I want to put this food in the community that I grew up in. Like, we could take it to Montgomery County, we could take it to these other places where we know there's a demographic of people who are willing to pay, right?
Right.
But for me, it was important to have it because of the health issues that our people face, and that were, hereditary things are passed down, high blood pressure. We cook food a certain way. We're used to eating certain foods. And so it was really about how can we showcase our food and showcase it in a way that's like more healthy. And so, yeah, about two years, and then maybe like another year of construction. And we finally got open February of this year.
Okay.
So
Beautiful.
it was a long journey.
I love it.
All the
I
things you
love
don't
it.
think about when you're, starting. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was definitely a learning experience, but definitely also I would say just a step out on faith. Because like my husband and I, we both work corporate jobs, and we know like we were high potentials at our jobs, right? We did well. And we're like, this is no different than running a business in corporate, right?
Yes.
We do operations, we work on operations, we build systems. Like, no, we don't have food experience, but if we can put systems in place, we can effectively
That's
run a
good.
business. And so it was like, okay, we could do this at corporate for systems. And we partnered with Chef Kurt, who's opened up restaurants before. And we had ideas about the menu, and he kind of brought those to life. So also just kind of putting a little trust and faith in him. Like we were probably 2 years into it before we even tested out the menu. So it was definitely a leap of faith, but us just kind of like taking a bet on ourselves and just going. And we were like, what, we're young. If this don't work out, it's fine. Like it don't work out, we could go back to work, and I mean,
Keep
we'll
it
probably have
moving,
some
keep it
time,
pushing.
but
But at
we
least
don't
you
take a
tried.
risk. You never know. Exactly. Yeah. So
That's good.
yeah.
I love
Congratulations.
that. I love that. Yes. Shout out. It's funny because I had one of my nephew just reached out to me and said, I see you got Upper Marlboro. He said, I got to try Spiced Black. So shout out
Yes.
to Art. But shout out to Tucker and my Aunt Alexis, who, if it wasn't for them, you probably wouldn't be on the show because I didn't know how to really get to you. So,
they're always in there. I just ran into your aunt literally like a week ago. She's always in the South.
Yes. So talk to us a little bit about, it's funny, I think as Coach Allison said, we had the question in the beginning, the guest question. Talk a little bit about the lessons you've learned about entrepreneurship since you started your journey, because you've got the shop, you've got the restaurant, but you've also got a full-time. But what are some of the lessons you've learned as an entrepreneur?
I think probably like the importance of just mentorship and community, and like how that can play a big success in your, or unsuccess, right, in your business. So, the importance of, for us, like we were trying to find, and that was hard for us, if I'm being frank, to find somebody who would help us. Like we went to businesses that were open, like Black businesses, trying to find somebody who like did this before, right? Can you help us? Can you give us, tips, tricks, things that kind of, and we got help from a couple of people, but probably more no's than yeses, right? And so, for us, it was important to, it was surprising. And, some of the people we could understand, because it's like, okay, we're not in your market, but we're like kind of adjacent. So maybe you don't, want us to cannibalize your market. So I can understand that, right? But again, just not as much help as we thought that we would be able to get. From a mentoring perspective. And we tried, like we did SCORE, which is a part of the Small Business Administration. And we got a mentor through SCORE to kind of help us look at our business plan and like make sure everything was sound. So I would say like we had a lot of hiccups and a lot of bumps, like through construction and, getting permitting and like, oh, we didn't think about this or that. And some of it was just on the job training, right? We learned as we go. We kind of know for next time. It's a lesson learned. But I think, really having somebody there to mentor you, and like even us now, like being mentors to like even our employees, right? Is just so important to us to kind of just give back, because we really didn't have that as we were kind of coming into the business. But yeah, not just to grow the business, but also just personally, right? And then being a part of a network of people who can, like other entrepreneurs, like-minded people who can give us advice about, restaurant industry, hospitality. And we've been a part of like the Chamber of Commerce, PG Chamber of Commerce, and one of the other, the EDC, the Economic Development community here. And that really has strengthened us, like those connections of people like, oh, apply for this grant, or, oh, do this or do that. We got invited to have a seat at the table with the governor of Maryland, like off of a connection that we made through the Chamber of Commerce. We haven't even been open, 6 months, and we're sitting down with the governor. So, really having that community. And I would say like our customers, they are the best. Like I can't thank them enough, because really they're the reasons why we are, the reason why we're here. Like we're able to, grow the way we did. They've just been so supportive. Like on Instagram, we'll post something, there in the comments responding like, oh, they open from this time to this time, or that's this bowl, or, and like we have a team that runs our social media. We're like, They're like, we never seen, people in the comments like this. So, but they come, they show up, they tell us to open up, open up in this place, open up in that place. People, we got somebody that's come every day since we opened. And so that just community of people that's just there, that's just rooting for us. They're giving us feedback. They're like, whatever it is, I got a production team. I have this sort of company. I can help you with your business in this way. And so I will say thank you to our customers, because without y'all, like, we would not be where we are today. So definitely, I would say the mentorship and the community have been big for us. And we kind of learned that we needed that, like, along the way. We didn't know that going in, but as we kind of gone through it, we realized that those two things have been really important.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's beautiful.
All right. So we have one more question for you. And this
Okay.
is a question that we're asking all of our guests this season. So, what is one trait or characteristic you think every Black woman needs to move to the next level in their life or business?
Resilience.
Resilience. Ladies, I think we got a theme going on.
That's my word right there.
That's my favorite word.
All right. So resilience. I know you have more to say about that, and we're going to capture that and share it with our viewers who go to thecoachesrn.com and subscribe for exclusive content. So you want to know what Tashae has to say about resilience, and why you needed to move to the next level in your life or business, you definitely want to subscribe, get on our list at thecoachesrn.com. Once you go there, a little pop-up form will show up. Enter your name and email address, and you will get that sent to you via email later this week. And you should have done it several weeks ago, because we've given out some discount codes.
Good stuff. Some good stuff.
Absolutely.
But unfortunately, those emails were already sent. So you'll have to wait until next season, potentially, to get more of those things. But you will be able to access all of the exclusive content that we've shared this season once you do subscribe and get access to that playlist. All right. So anything else for Tashae before we say goodnight to her?
I'm just glad I'm just glad she was able to be here on our last show of the season, and right before Thanksgiving. It's timely. It's perfect.
Yes, I love it.
Thank y'all for
Definitely
having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bringing our squad.
Please.
All right. We appreciate you, Tashae. Thank you.
Of course. Thank y'all.
All right. So we are at the end of the show.
End of the season.
That was fast.
I'm so sad.
That was fast.
It did go fast. But we are looking forward to season 4 in 2025. We will be back better than ever. So here's some things that you want to know as we're coming back, right? So first of all, if you haven't liked and subscribed on the YouTube channel, do that. Also go to Facebook to the Coaches RN and like and follow there, and then go to the Coaches RN on Instagram and like and follow there as well. Show us your support. Help us to get what we're doing out to more sisters. We would appreciate it. And then if you are a business owner or an expert of some sort, and you have a story to share about your journey or your expertise that you'd like to share with our viewers, we are always looking for guest expert and to feature Black women CEOs or COOs who are helping to run businesses as well. So you can definitely let us know if you're interested in there. If you go to thecoachesrn.com, you'll see a link in the navigation for Be a Guest. Go and complete that information and submit it. We'll be reviewing those at the top of the year for guests for season 4. So if you'd like to be considered, definitely get that done as soon as you can, and we will be in touch with you.
We have some amazing guests.
Yes, absolutely.
We have.
Yeah. And I think we're going to try to plan a couple surprise things for you all next year. So we might even get together in person next year. So
That's what you see.
yes.
we might do some global things. Hey,
We
come on.
might. Hey, that's right. All right. So we appreciate you all for tuning in, for your support. We do not take it lightly because we know that there are other things that you could be doing, and you chose to either join us live or to watch the replay. So we do appreciate your investment of time into the show, and hope that it has been beneficial for you, and that you've enjoyed it and laughed with us as much as we laughed throughout the season. But we appreciate you all and look forward to connecting with you again next season. And we did not forget about the giveaway. We are going to do the giveaway related to liking and following on Instagram and Facebook. That's another reason why you need to go and do that. Like and follow on Facebook and Instagram, and then share one of our posts with somebody else so they can like and subscribe. So we're doing a total of 4 giveaways for the Coaches Level Up Kit, which includes a gift from each of the coaches. So Dr. Malika is gifting the Go Be Great t-shirt. And then Coach Allison is gifting her breakthrough prompt cards. Is the cards
Journal
or
cards?
Journal prompt card. And then I am gifting one of my books, Biblical Inspiration for Black Women Entrepreneurs. So we're giving, so you get all 3 of those if you win one of the kits, and we're giving away 4 kits, 2 on Facebook, 2 on Instagram. We will be doing that drawing either Saturday or next Monday. We will post on one of the pages and let you know when it will be, but we will go live to do the drawing. So y'all know it's legit.
Right. So they got to like and share, right? They need to like and share.
Yes.
Yeah.
They need to like and
we'll
share.
Be checking out all our new followers, all our new likers and subscribers.
Yes. Exactly. All right. So again, we appreciate you all, and we wish you a good night. And we'll see you.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving and all things.
And all the wonderful holidays and everything. Happy New Year. Be blessed and prosperous. Set those goals and don't work to accomplish them. And
that's right.
Absolutely.
For the giveaway, and then we'll see you again in 2025. All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye, y'all.
The coaches are in. When you need a timely, transparent friend, tune into the coaches are in. Talking career, business, health, and wealth. You got a friend now into the coaches are in. With authenticity, come on.